The Kill Tony subreddit is turning on Tony Hinchcliffe. Something that we have all never, ever, ever not thought of seeing. We've all wanted to see this, and it's finally here. So here we go. From XLP, the Kill Tony subreddit is turning on Tony Hinchcliffe. Let's go.
As Kill Tony's popularity has exploded over the last year, and Tony's personal celebrity has increased alongside it, the fan base is starting to exhibit early signs of a story arc we're all too familiar with. Newfound money and fame leads to a creator becoming detached from their audience and developing a superiority complex that gradually starts revealing itself to an ever-increasing portion of the public. This fosters a resentment that the viewers are at first able to tolerate and overlook. If the product is good enough, they could ignore any character flaws that don't massively interfere with their enjoyment of the program. But as the honeymoon phase wears off and the format no longer feels new and innovative, the show starts becoming predictable and watered down, and a genuinely random element, entirely non-existent from traditional media, becomes a manufactured, mostly inorganic aspect of production. Any goodwill the creator has built up through years of content slowly starts to erode, removing the veil that was previously shielding them from mass criticism. This begins with a very small subset of the most dedicated fans, who are initially downvoted and ignored, until their numbers grow to a point where the message board becomes split. Now the majority of posts are either complaining about the show, or people complaining about all the posts complaining about the show. This eventually spills over into the YouTube comment sections, and starts to take root in the more mainstream demographic. With the criticisms getting increasingly louder, and the show maintaining popularity through sheer momentum and hate watching, the creator is led to believe that this is just a dedicated, extremely vocal minority of haters that have no sway amongst the general public.
Did you hear that? That he just said there's a dedicated amount of hate watching. The thing is, for me, is I don't like Kill Tony, and I'm not but I can't hate watch it. Like, the only time I watch it is if it's for like research or something, and I haven't in a while. I'm not really a big fan of the Kill Tony, but are people really hate watching it that much? That's kind of insane. I get it though, if you got like this like real intense hate, how you're just like, Kill Tony, you know what I mean? But I just, that's crazy. If a lot, I don't know, that's a lot of people hate watching. But I guess people love to hate watch the Rogan Sphere, right? Or they love to make fun of the Rogan Sphere, or they love to make videos 2 times a day about the Rogan Sphere. It happens. Let's keep going.
Giving them the confidence to lash out at the viewers and put on display just how much better they think they are than the people who pay their bills.
If you're still mad about this, just know that it's your mindset and you're thinking like a fucking loser, but you don't have to.
You don't.
You can change the way you think, but you have to accept the way you're thinking right now is not going to get you anywhere. You're being bitter, you're being petty, you're insecure, you're not confident, and you can change that, but you have to be proactive. If you just sit around and you know what? You only have what you have because of fans, so don't talk about us like that. Yeah, but you're still a loser if you're thinking like that. And so you're maybe, I'm lucky to have you as a loser fan, but
That's crazy, man. You know, that's pretty crazy to say that. I get it though. I can, like, sometimes you get mad at these people in the comments and stuff that are like really mean to you, and I understand, like, you know, we're all human, right? But to, like, you know, the people that are supporting you and that show up every day, that buy your tickets, you know, like that, to just like be like, you're a loser fan because you think this way. Dude. This place is crazy, man. This place is crazy. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I just don't know how you train your fans, you know? And if you get haters, just use like, I'm telling you, use the haters for your benefit. Just make some kind of comment that gets them to keep commenting, and the algorithm is winning in your favor. That's what I do. If you ever see a hater and there's a comment there, I'm just trying to get him to comment more. You know, just use them to your advantage. You don't have to be like all up in arms about this stuff. And then you don't have to call people losers, man. It's pretty wild, but we're going. we're going. Here we go.
For the people that are negative or are on forums and create troll accounts, I view those people the same I'd view a homeless guy critiquing my art or critiquing my set or critiquing a podcast. They do not matter. It literally does not matter to me.
The incident then gets covered by the major podcast drama channels, and the creator is now faced with two options. Actually show some humility and acknowledge some of the criticism as valid, which is nearly impossible for these people, or stand their ground and let their pride lead them into an unwinnable war with the internet. Most of them choose the second option and begin their descent down the right side of the bell curve. Kill Tony at its best really embodies what makes comedy podcasting great. Legitimate improv, existing in direct opposition to the rigid structure and rehearsed corporate atmosphere of mainstream television, as well as a culture of freedom, which encourages people to search for comedy in uncomfortable and even straight up mean places.
What is your love life like? You seem completely unbearable.
Bro,
Bro?
Come on.
Are we bros now?
no, we're not.
You and I just
Clearly
homie
we're
old
not.
pals?
The chaos of random bucket pulls could never exist in any other medium, other than the shock jock radio of the 90s and 2000s, which modern comedy podcasting is heavily modeled after. Even if the jokes aren't unbelievably funny for an episode or two, the unpredictability keeps it more enjoyable to watch than most other shows with a similar level of production.
Just a little like side note here is you can see the whole Rogan himself, but you could see that pretty much Rogan came from Opie and Anthony. I don't know if you guys listen to that show. I listened to that show back in the day, and then and then the whole thing with Anthony Cumia happened, and I think I listened to it for a while when it was Ed. Is it Norton or something like that? Something Norton. Yeah, and I listened to it then for a little bit. I had Sirius Radio back like late 2000s or something like that. Yeah, I had it. So I caught it, and you could see and that show was wild too. And that show was pretty wild. But you could see that's where a lot of Rogan's influence comes from, is that Opie and Anthony. Like, it totally makes sense. Cause and then you look at Anthony Cumia and you're like, kind of shady dude amongst all these other shady dudes.
But this is where a lot of Tony's more dedicated fans are starting to have a problem. It's widely accepted now that the bucket is rigged, with posts deriding this as a conspiracy getting ratioed into oblivion, and ones calling it out are receiving actual support. This was the complete opposite a few months ago, with accusations of a rigged bucket being mocked and heavily disliked, while posts making fun of the conspirators were receiving most of the traction. You fast forward to today, even the people in the comments defending Tony on this point admit to it being rigged, but justify it as a necessity to maintain the quality of the show. The same line of thinking that has forced us to watch entirely pre-rehearsed conversations on late-night TV for decades. Even that commenter admits the show has been lacking in variety, and Tony needs to do a better job of letting go of control. I think that rigging the bucket entirely defeats the purpose of regulars, and is one step along the way towards becoming exactly what they were replacing. Another one of the main gripes you'll see repeated by Kill Tony fans is that Tony has a perpetually inflating ego, and how this makes him hypersensitive to jokes from people he views as beneath him. Just like with our last example, even the people defending Tony acknowledge this glaring personality flaw, and admit they just have to accept it to get the content they want. Yes, but I've learned to accept it. Most everyone knows what they're signing up for at this point. Of course, Tony is sensitive and insecure from years of being bullied while growing up for having a long neck, long teeth, and the body of an alien. This is his chance to get revenge. Just let him have his moment. And there are plenty more posts where that came from. What?
Here's the thing, right? This is you heard it here first. I'm a predicted now. You ready? I'm a predicted. Here we go. Here's the thing, right? If you watch the video, there's this other video out there where Tony's talking to Jelly Roll, and he's like, you should see the deal we're making at Netflix right now. It's only as something as big as Rogan, so this huge deal, probably for Kill Tony, right? Because he sold out Madison Square Garden. But the thing is the internet, like YouTube, and then like Netflix are two different things, right? So watch this. He's gonna get that big deal for Netflix, and Netflix is gonna lose huge. Netflix is gonna lose so huge because people aren't gonna watch it like that. I'm just saying. This shit catches up to you, man. And if most of the people watching are hate watching, I think this is going to blow up in his face. Netflix, if you're out there, listen to me. Don't do it. Don't give this man your money. Don't give this man. Give him some money to keep it on YouTube and get a cut from there, and just like make his stage look a little better or something. Give the band new instruments. Just get like 5%. Don't give him like a $200 million deal. I'm telling you, it's gonna blow up in your face. You're gonna get fired, and then you're gonna come across to my video one day, and you're gonna be like, "Oh shit, he was right," and I'll be like, "Yep, I was right."
Why is Tony acting like such a coked up douchebag? Tony, what the man? Tony is absolutely insufferable this episode. His ego has gotten too big. It's called ego. His ego is huge now that the show is huge. He's forgotten his roots. Tony is his own worst enemy. Tony hypocrite. Does anyone else think Tony is unironically sensitive on the show and in general? KT.
Hey, I would love to go comment on Kill Tony's Reddit, right? I would love to be like, Tony's insufferable. But I got posted for the first thing I posted. I got banned. I only posted there once. And I got banned from bad friends. These guys are sensitive. And they're banning. So if you can still post on Kill Tony, please go do it for me.
He is the show for all kinds of humor. Yet Tony himself can't seem to handle it most of the time, as he is triggered by pretty much anything. How many people are big fans of Kill Tony, but aren't the biggest fans of Tony himself? I love the show, but it seems like Tony's the type of guy that
You see that? I think that's his first special right there. I don't remember where it is. Maybe it's not.
jacks off in the mirror. It seems like he loves having a certain power over people, especially if he makes some of these people famous. He gives off the vibe of being bullied as a kid. Not bullied enough if you ask me. He's a mouthy little queen. And it just goes on and on forever, increasing in number by the day. So it's pretty apparent that what we're looking at here is a ticking time bomb. An audience comprised of a growing number of people barely able to tolerate Tony, with a product that is becoming more watered down and less novel by the day. Making you wonder, how much longer does Tony have until he's in the exact same place as Tom Segura? It's possible that he could avoid this trajectory altogether, but I find his personality makes that incredibly unlikely. Everything has a life cycle. Nothing can be popular forever. And when the interest begins to wane, it's inevitable that the audience will start to turn on Tony en masse. The fans who have invested all of these hours familiarizing themselves with a universe of characters aren't going to just stop watching altogether. They'll start engaging with the content in a purely negative way, following in the same footsteps as many other shows before.
Tony is out of control. We spoke about Tony's rise to power a few weeks ago after doing the roast there, the Tom Brady roast. We showed you Tony on the Two Bears, One Cave. He's out of control. His ego is out of control. For years, we've been showing you how he disrespects Red Band. But I wanted to show you this. He's got a whole new attitude now on Kill Tony. It's rather loose. I don't know if people have noticed this, but it's almost obnoxiously loose. It's almost high on your own supply.
Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.
There you go. That was from XLP. The Kill Tony subreddit is turning on Tony Hinchcliffe. Please like and subscribe. Well, guys, when you're an asshole, there's only one way, and that's down. It's just how it goes. People just won't like you when you disrespect them or if you make them feel smaller than you. It's not fun. It's not fun. I think Kill Tony's in for a humbling. I think the Rogan series in for a humbling. I think it's just gonna all die. I just think it just has to. But you just never know. Maybe they live forever. Maybe they live forever and they just keep making Kill Tony. And then one day I die and Kill Tony lives on. And I have to eat my words. And then you all make fun of me. But I'm dead, so it doesn't matter. That's just where it all ends. These are the questions I wonder about. Good night.